Yeah, I liked most about the course that it is so holistic, and it really takes it takes a look at the whole body from all different perspectives, and it brings it all together.
Is an opportunity to reflect on their own body's experiences, such as injuries, past experiences that have affected how they move today, also their posture, looking at how to move with better alignment so that the health of the joints is maintained and possibly even regenerated.
I used to do karate when I was younger. When I got a bit older, I ran, then I lifted weights, and almost every one of those activities that I've done has injured me, which is crazy, but that's the way it is for a lot of people. And you try and do something good, and it seems like it is the worst possible thing that you could do.
Yes, I mean, I've been on this personal journey for a long time. I began to explore things like barefoot running, and that got me into learning about biomechanics and so on. And ultimately I met Dick and Lizzie on a design course. They come to learn permaculture from me, and I started learning about my body from them. And what was particularly exciting for me was that instead of just reading a book and trying to make sense of me from the perspective of looking in a mirror, was that I had people outside of me who were telling me what they saw, and that was a great revelation.
We can't look at our own posture without looking in a mirror, but then you're making adjustments because you can see yourself. So it's not a true representation of how you stand, what your body's tendencies are.
What I got out of the course the most was learning about my stance, my posture. There's also the gait analysis, so learning how I walk and seeing that from a different perspective, having me filmed. The most interesting thing was learning about the systems within the body. So for instance, the muscular group and the skeletal group, the nerve group, but also having a different, learning new information about that.
The body takes the path of least resistance, and when it's battling with something that is less than ideal, it tells you about it, and that can be sensed as a signal of pain. And when you give the body the opportunity to move in another way that is possibly more efficient, more beneficial for the body, then it will go to that place because you've lit up that new neural pathway, and the brain says, yes, I like that version better.
I have lots of tools now to move better, to have a better posture, to remediate things that I've had, like injuries I've had in the past, and how that affects the way I stand and the way I move.
We look at using tools such as the foam rollers and trigger point therapy with balls to improve muscular condition, muscular function, so that we are regenerating the body and correcting any misalignments that can lead to more wear and tear over time.
Most certainly the thing I will take away would be all the exercises, mobility exercises that I can now incorporate into my daily routines, and the awareness that I need when I do something, to actually pay attention to what is my body doing.
I know I'm going to use the ball on the arch of one of my feet and the foam roller in loosening up some of the muscles so that I can get rid of this asymmetry that's putting stress on my knee. This knee injury I've had for 3 years and has been ongoing for most of my life.
I learned so many different tools how to deal with that and how to not heal the injuries because they are already gone, but how to make my body adapt to dealing with the consequences.
I enjoyed the meditation, which is something new for me, something what can help me to concentrate on my body.
It's hard work seeing the world the way it is. Psychologically it's hard, physically it's hard, and the work that we need to do involves this physical body being as effective and as efficient as it can be. And we can't afford to be breaking down with injuries or not knowing what to eat or not knowing how to nourish ourselves correctly.
I think people who do permaculture or are interested in permaculture, gardeners or farmers, they would probably benefit from learning more about how the body works and how it works well and how it should move well, and how often our learned patterns of movement are not good for our health.
People often make a transition away from, I don't want my desk job anymore, I want to become a farmer or a gardener. And that's quite a significant change if you've not grown up with that and become gradually accustomed to using your body in that way. So yeah, so many of the muscles that people might need to use in gardening and farming are often atrophied. And that leads to poor movement patterns, so we move the body badly. Muscles that are not designed to compensate are brought into play when they're not actually made to do that job, and then we get injured and so on. And people then get disheartened and they think, I can't work the land because I'm not physically made for it.
I think there will be things that will be coming back afterwards, because it has been so much information that I'm sure it will stay and keep on working. Definitely made me aware of parts in my body or my nutrition or way of life that I haven't looked at before, that were kind of like blind spots, that are now kind of awakened, and I will see what I take from it and how I put it into my daily life.